Breakfast with Vossy and Brandy, SEN 1170 AM in Sydney and on the SEN app. We are here for Bryden's Lawyers. If you need expert legal advice, that's what we do, Bryden's Lawyers. And you can give us a call on the Great Southern Bank Open line 1300 01 1170. Live happily, clever after with Great Southern Bank. A fantastic guest lineup today, including Wally the Stats Man. In a moment, Michael Carayannis from the Telegraph. Kevy Walters coming on the program. Dean Cox, coach of the Sydney Swans, and Andrew Gaze is our Throwback Thursday guest, who I gave the mind-blowing stat in the first hour. If you missed it, here it is again. Have your mind blown. Greg Alexander, Dally M, Rookie of the Year, 1984. Who was the NBL Rookie of the Year, 1984? Andrew Gaze. Amazing. These two superstars of Australian sport were Rookies of the Year in their respective competitions, same year.
Okay, I got a Champions League update. We said we'd do it after the news, Charlie. It has finished. Barcelona playing at home against Inter Milan. It has finished 3-3. So it was 3-3 after 65 minutes. That's how it finished. Inter scoring the first two goals. Levelling up did Barcelona at 2-2 just before half-time. 63rd minute goal to Inter, and then an own goal. An own goal. Which saw the scores levelled at 3-3. So they will play next Wednesday, Inter, in Milan against Barcelona in the second leg. PSG in Paris against Arsenal after PSG won 1-0 yesterday.
The Big G has been a great listener of ours, great supporter of the program since day one. He says, good morning, VB. Just left Macca's at Taree as the daughter and I head to Magic Ground again. Magic Ground has to be in Brisbane, in my opinion. As for the female game, we are hopeful of attending both female State of Origin and Magic Round in Newcastle from Big G. Yes, it all kicks off in Brisbane tonight with Women's State of Origin and then into Magic Round. I went with a viewpoint in the first hour. For me, it is Brisbane 1, 2 and 3. I just don't think Magic Round fits anywhere else as well as it does in Brisbane, but I'm open for discussion.
Why move it? Why would you move it when it's so successful? And it's sold out. Is that right? You
sold out.
You sent me
all 3 days are sold out.
Wow.
So that's in excess of 150.
How can you argue with that?
1,000. And the precinct outside the ground where all the statues as you come in, it's an active live site for all 3 days. And I had a look at the Fox League, the KO Sports coverage. I mean, are you packing a sleeping bag? Because we may as well not leave the ground. I mean, like Saturday's coverage, it's a super Friday night, like a bigger extended Friday night.
Yep.
This is just talking about the NRL part of it.
Yes.
But then Saturday's a Super Saturday followed by a Super Sunday, like back to back.
Yeah.
They are big days. I mean, they're 10-hour sessions on air and yeah. So, and of course, KO Sports, Fox League coverage, the only place you can watch every single second. A reminder on the women's game tonight, also on Fox League, but SEN will have coverage tonight. Mark Braybrook, the great Tasha Gale.
Yes.
Joe Barrett in commentary tonight for New South Wales v Queensland, right here on the Home of Sport, SEN.
Let's go to MC.
On Breakfast with Vossy and Brandy, the back page with Michael Carayannis.
MC, tell me you're going to Magic Round, man.
No, boys, I'm not. No.
What, you and the doctor? Both brushed?
No, we've
Ricky
been brushed.
No.
It's incredible.
You?
Yeah.
So what's the dog? Is the dog covering the... who's going on?
No, Fatima and Reedman.
Fatima and Reedy.
Oh, well, they've gone.
Well, Reedy's even though he's New South Wales, he's a Queenslander, sort of, isn't he?
Now, we've been talking about Run It in the first hour. Mike, you will round that because there's a text there saying, how about Carayannis v Hooper? that could finally get it on. The undercard would be
MC's
Richie
going
v.
into the lightweight,
Sheamus
but don't underestimate the former halfback.
But on a semi-serious note, does it appeal to you, the idea of this being a sport, Run It? Apparently it's taking off in different parts of Sydney. That clubs are putting on their own Run It competitions where you just run as hard as you can at someone else and he tries and folds you, and that's all it is. And they're going to compete for money and it's going to become its own sport in this little 10-metre channel that you run. Does it appeal to you, Michael?
Oh, in some little sick way it does, right? Like, I find it entertaining to watch, but I don't know if people should be doing it, but I do find it entertaining.
Yes.
Well, that's it. That's what I said. It's got some potential.
In some little sick way, Michael.
Some little sick way.
Okay, MC. Something we've already we've touched on this morning. The CEO's survey, whatever you want to call it. They have. I don't know whether it's been unanimous, but Suburban grounds for finals looks like. Well, if they had their way, we wouldn't be playing in Suburban grounds.
Yeah, I found this interesting. Bulldogs got that story in today's paper and online now. The fact that there was a CEO's survey that did the rounds by the NRL, and they asked for some feedback. And one of the feedback was from at least some of the CEOs was to ditch Suburban grounds for week one of the finals. And we're talking, Shark Park, Leichhardt, Cogra, potentially Brookie as well. So those clubs, those teams wouldn't be able to host home finals in week one, which has been a tradition now. And, it's interesting, right? This ebbs and flows because, what will happen, boys, there'll be two Sydney clubs playing against each other and everyone will push for a bigger venue. And then, one of the Sydney clubs will face an interstate side. And if they played it at a big venue, they might only get 15,000 and everyone would be like, it should be played at a suburban ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just goes in cycles, this story, doesn't it?
We've been there, haven't we? We have been there. But I can understand it. In the NRL, I can understand their reason for the survey and trying to, because they want bigger crowds at finals. They think the game should have bigger crowds at finals. And there's no doubt that's true. And when you look at some of the regular season games that sell out, I think they've got to try and do something. So I can sort of see their point of view. Jack Whiten, do you think he'll play? And if he doesn't, that's Lewis Dodd's ticket to an NRL debut.
Well, it's got to be, right? So look, Jack Whiten looks like he's going to be ruled out with that calf injury, I think it is, boys. And, that's going to sideline him for up to a month. And, with no Latrell, no Jamie Humphries, no Jack Whiten, no Cody Walker. Surely now's the time for Lewis Dodd, right?
Well, maybe not. What about Josh Schuster?
Yeah, no, he can't leapfrog Lewis Dodd. Surely not. Surely,
I'd go home if that happened. I think I'd go home.
Bag up. No pay, just go.
See ya.
You may obviously that's tongue in cheek, Brandon. But in the reality, if he's not playing this weekend, when is he ever going to play for South Sydney?
I'd struggle to find another example, Michael. In all my time following rugby league, such a highly paid investment to be Basil brushed. I just brushed. To not get a moment. Yeah, it's Miles. What's
he's dead set the sixth choice, boys. When you sit there and break it all down, they've had Jai Gray there, Latrell, and now this week they're going to play Jack Whiten there. They've had Humphries and Jaden Sullivan. He's actually the sixth choice half now in that club.
Yeah,
and
that's not good.
Probably the highest paid. It's a strange story. I hope he does play, and I hope he does play well, just for the kid's sake as well, because I caught up with him before Christmas and he's super impressive.
Yeah.
As a guy, he's a super impressive guy, knows his footy, passionate about his footy.
I'm with you.
And has a real mature head on his shoulder. So I hope he gets a crack and I hope he does well.
I'm on the Lewis Dodd bus. I hope he gets on. I hope he plays well.
Bad feeling about this.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I have derailed some, haven't I? You've got on the Eels take on the Sharks in the first game this weekend up there at Suncorp, 6 o'clock kickoff. Zach Lomax, what's happening with the Eel?
Yeah, good news for Zach Lomax. Looks like he's tracking ahead of schedule from that foot injury. He's planning now he started training and back running, and he was supposed to miss at least another month, but they're talking now that he might miss as little as 2 more games and be back, which is obviously good news for the Eels, which hasn't been able to play with Mitch Moses yet. Zach Lomax, and with Origin looming as well, puts himself back in contention.
I'm heading up to Brisbane after the show today. Actually doing a bit of work at the Brisbane East Tigers today. They're doing a documentary on the history. They're 108 years old, the Tigers. So putting together a doco there. But they said, we have to hold up our filming. The Roosters are training there at Langlands Park there. So they're up there. So the teams, Michael, Magic Round, we've had our say about, it being in Brisbane. Have you given it any thought as to the future of it? And I think Brisbane's great.
We do have this discussion every year. Yes. We have this chat every year about it being moved. Do we need to move it?
But, MC? Michael, would it happen? Is it open to tender? Would it happen? Would they move?
It could definitely move. We've seen the NRL, dangle the carrot of Magic Round across other states over the last couple of years, but I don't think it needs to move yet. I don't think it's stale. Well, it's sold out, right? And you guys know what it's like. It's like a zoo when you're walking around Brisbane over the next couple of days.
That's a nice zoo, like a petting zoo sort of thing. Like not a
I'm talking
crazy
feral animal zoo. No, I'm talking
not feral zoo.
You can tell he's not going up there.
Saturday night. Hello,
he's throwing
keep your head down, boys.
He's throwing stones from the bleachers.
I'm not going. That's why. But I think it works. It works. I think the precinct works. I think definitely the NRL should put it out to tender, but to try and get some more cash for it. But I think at the moment, as we've seen it sell out again. The crowd and people, and it's not from particularly for New South Wales, getting to Queensland's not as expensive than what are the other options? WA to try and boost the game there, and heading before the Bears come in. To go to New Zealand is another option. That's probably the only other logical.
Yeah, but not in the time zone. Is that New Zealand gets ruled out because of the time zone? You just wouldn't. You're just not happening. You're not going to be starting AM, and then you're not getting your 7:30 game because that's 9:30 over there. They're not kicking off a game at 9:30 over there at a potential Magic Round. Michael, I'll send you a little postcard and maybe get you one of those little snow cone sort of things that you can shake of Brisbane.
Put your feet up. Have a rest this weekend, MC. You've been working hard.
Send me a video about midnight of all the shenanigans that are going on in the streets of Brisbane.
I'll send you a video that I take of Vossy around midnight. That'd be wild.
Please. Michael Carayannis from the Telegraph. I'm going to say, in the words of David Riccio, go well.
Yes, thank you, boys. Good luck up there.
See you, MC.
There we go. Wally the Statsman coming up. We are going to lock in our tips a day in advance of the NRL kicking off. But, of course, we have to give our tip for New South Wales, Queensland tonight, which will be on SEN. This is Breakfast with Vossy and Brandy, home of sport, home of rugby league, home of Magic Round.